All right, everybody, let's take a look at the feeder and live cattle futures. We'll start with the feeder cattle futures here, January 2022. /GF is a symbol. Looking at the daily chart here. Today, pretty decent down day. So, kind of what I expected to happen, to be honest with you, that we just continue to see this weakness in the feeder cattle. There's a little bit of a base kind of going on here. We could kind of say it's like that. Okay. Kind of say it's like that. So now we're beginning to see this is kind of a descending triangle. It's not a perfect one, but it's close. And I'll talk about this just here briefly. So what is a descending triangle and what kind of behavior can we expect? So price came up into the triangle. Right? So price is up into this triangle like this. Okay? But really, technically, we don't count this part here. Let me redraw this because it really should be more like, it really should be more like that. Okay? And we don't have a lot of, we need more data, but for now, this is just preliminary. We need more candlesticks because this is not very good. But so prices actually came down, touched the bottom of the triangle. Now this one didn't go all the way to the top, so it's a little bit sketchy, but this one came all the way over here and touched. Okay. Then this one came out and touched here. In reality, if it were a perfect world, it would have done that all the way to the top. Okay. Like that, and then maybe we would have counted it to there and to there and to there, kind of like that. So this triangle's really not perfect. It's kind of not a ideal symmetrical triangle. So down, up, and then we would, since this came down into the triangle like that, we would expect it to break to the downside out of that triangle. Okay, it could bounce up one more time and break down like that, but that would be typical behavior. It's a kind of a loose triangle here. It's not really well defined. It could even be considered, yeah, it's not really a channel, so we can't say that. So we expect this to break to the downside just based on looking at the geometry here. Let's look at this daily cycle, which ends on 12/19. Okay, so early next week, could even go into Christmas, a little after Christmas. So a lot of the products are in this time area, coming down into this time. So we see prices continue to decline. I would not be surprised to see prices continue to come down towards this 50. I could see prices continue to go into the low 160s. Possible even get down to like 161, 160. I could see it happening on the feeder cattle. Okay. Let's take a look at the monthly. Long term, it's still kind of strong here. This though is showing a little bit of weakness, but yeah, long term still kind of strong here on the monthly. The weekly chart, yeah, looks weak. Just trying to roll over. Weekly chart definitely showing some weakness. Don't know if we get all the way down here. It's a long way down, 155, 156. Okay, but possible, but maybe we'll have to wait to see how that plays out. But showing some weakness here on the weekly chart. Okay, last look at the hourly. Just try to get a feel for the next session or two or three here. Wow. Yeah, a lot of weakness in the feeder cattle on the hourly chart. These are kind of getting very bottomish, so we'll see if they get a little bounce at all. But at the moment, this looks pretty weak. Okay, on the hourly chart. Yeah, could get a bounce, but it might not happen in the next. Could happen in the next session, tomorrow's session, or the session after. We could get a bounce here. Okay, we'll have to wait to see how this goes. Right now, it looks pretty weak on the hourly chart. Pretty big weakness going on here. Okay, let's look at the live cattle. Go to the daily. Definitely weakness in live cattle too. Looks like there's a little bit more room to go. Matter of fact, this looks like this could go on for quite a while with the live cattle. It's definitely looking weak here. I can see this coming down into this area. I could see 135 happening. Okay. Maybe even 134, but for now 135 looks like that's a reasonable decline. Though we are past live cattle's daily cycle low, but this looks weak to me. Okay, let's look at the monthly. Got divergence warnings. Been talking about that. If they stay there through the end of December, then that's going to be something we definitely need to pay attention to. Right now, the MACD still says we're strong. These guys are just starting to show some weakness, but for now, the monthly for live cattle still looks strong. Weekly is a different story. Very weak indications, starting to pinch down. 3 weeks of decline. I think there's more decline to come based on what I'm seeing here on the weekly time frame. Okay, the hourly chart, and we'll finish this up. That's a pretty big down day right there, guys. Last 2 days, that day and all today, gave up a lot of ground here. So, on the hourly chart for the live cattle, I think yesterday I said, well, wait to see if we get a bounce, but it's not happened yet. It may try to, but that still looks like it's going down. This still looks like it's got a little room to go. The Big Daddy's not even really turned up yet, so tomorrow's going to be a big tell to see it happens. This is pretty far down in here. It's pretty low. Yeah, this is pretty low territory. So we're really far below the 50 hour. Right now, just as it stands right now, this looks weak for the next session. Okay. And even the next session, even if it does get some legs, will it actually get all the way back up to this 50 hour? I don't think so. I don't think in one session it's going to make its way all the way back up here. I think it's may come up a little bit and get rejected and go back down. That's my take on cattle. Consider the premium membership for $5.99. It's a really good deal. I cover crude, I cover gold, I cover natural gas, wheat, oats. Put out occasional trade alerts. I'm now you'll get a link to the Discord server where the rest of the traders are on there, sharing and talking and communicating. I put a new channel in there for fixed income for those that want to think about corporate bonds or maybe even dividend stocks. There's a channel on there. I don't do any videos on that, so if you want access to that, $5.99. Okay. Occasionally put out trade alerts, like I said. Any cheaper than that, guys, I'm giving it away. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Don't forget to click that little bell to be notified of all the videos I put them out. Talk to you all real soon again next time.